For 5 years, the DNQ Karting Series has run the Carroll and Tractor Trailer Repair Busch Classic. Tonight, a 50-lap event, and Hunter Weaver is third in ARCA Series points, hoping to close the margin against Ronnie Carroll. He's here tonight. Robert Showalter, your current Filthy Mechanic Clothing Company Pro Cup Series points leader. He's sitting atop the heap. Can he hold the points lead? And Alex Cunningham, the 2016 Busch Series champion, is back. Let's go down to our second place in the Pro Cup Series, Scott Zarowski. Well, Scott Zarowski is second in the Filthy Mechanic Clothing Company Pro Cup Series. You're about 15 points back of Robert Showalter, who is currently struggling in this series. He started off reeling off wins left and right, and last week he struggled really bad. He had a pretty good race. He ran the bottom of the whole race. Great finish, and now you're 15 back. I mean, do you have a shot at him here at this championship?
I think we got too many races left to really see. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, for sure. He's definitely going to get his stuff better. We all know that. So he's not out of it by any means. He's still leading. The dropping the one race is going to help. He's going to drop that 15th, and hopefully the worst one I drop is a 5th, but you never really know.
Yeah, it seemed like last race you were on the bottom the whole way, just completely committed to the bottom, and you were still just as fast as the guys running the top. Do you feel better down there? Is it a better line? Are you set up for running that part of the course?
We definitely set up for the bottom last week. It's something that I did eventually move to the wall through 3 and 4, and it helped a lot. But it's going to take me a little bit of time. I don't have the big car experience like some of these guys, and I'm not used to being up against the wall. So we'll get it figured out for sure.
Now we've got a road course our next race. How do you approach that? I mean, you have these tires. You can put them anywhere you want on any corner of the kart. And we're going to have a test the day before, but is that something you're interested in, never done, or are you dreading that race because it is double points?
So I've never done one on dirt. I've had probably 2 road courses in my entire life. I did not know that we're allowed to change tires from right front to left front and change things around. So, but it has to be too large and too small. Is that what I'm gathering from the rules today?
Yep.
All right, so we'll definitely have to rethink things. I think I'm going to throw some changes at it and try and test it and see what happens, and maybe sneak off from a couple of these other guys and try and get some of their information from one test day.
Scott Zarowski, currently second in the Filthy Mechanic Clothing Pro Cup Series. He's looking to take the points lead here tonight. All right, Bill, we had a tech failure in our last race, and that was Christian Moody after he won the DNQ Busch Series feature. He failed tech, and he failed for a cam, and he's fined $100 and suspended for 1 race, and he cannot race again until he pays that fine.
Bob, we watched him come from the back and absolutely destroy the field last week, and we thought he was just hooked up. Turned out that cam was hotter than Courtney Love's medicine cabinet.
Yes, and in the DNQ series, if you're going to run illegal engine parts, you're going to pay fines, and unfortunately that's what's happened to Christian Moody and Tyler Lalone as well earlier this year. Had the same issue. I don't care. Well, this is the 5th Busch Classic, and let's look back to the inaugural one in 2016. Jake Owings took home that win.
There he is, the winner. He did it fair and square. He beat the toughest of the tough. Darrell Wallace Jr. was in this. Alex Cunningham, and there's your winner, boys.
The first ever Busch Classic winner, Jake Owings. He's back tonight after not racing for a very long time, and he is down with Eddie right now. Well, it's always good to look at that footage of a past Busch Classic winner. And Jake Owings, you won this race a couple years ago. 50 lappers, probably one of the first ones we ever did. What was it like to, first of all, win that race? You beat a lot of big names. Alex Cunningham, Darrell Wallace are all here running that night. First of all, what is it like to win this race, and what is it like to come back and try and win it again?
It means a lot to be able to hold on for it for 50 laps. Really like to thank DNQ for putting on the series. I know I've been gone a while, but racing does take over time, but it's really a good feeling knowing that the big names were here, and there's going to be a lot of big names here again tonight, and we accept the challenge. Had Brad McElrath, thanks for the go-kart. I'm riding all his stuff. He made the drive up from Spartanburg here about 2.5 hours ago, and we're going to give it a shot.
What's it going to take to win this race here tonight? A lot of big names. The track's prepped a little bit differently than it's been in the last couple years. You haven't been out here running, so what's it going to take for you to take it home tonight?
Honestly, patience. We don't know what tires are going to do. We've seen the high side, low side. When we were here, we were running the groove, like a normal groove. We got like 12 sets of tires. Brad's been working tires for the past 4 or 5 days. I've actually worked tires in my trailer that we actually run here 3 years ago, so it'll be curious to see what we got at the end of the night.
Jake Owings looking to win this race, become the first repeat winner in the Busch Classic. Always good to talk to a past winner, but let's take a look at our list of past winners in this race. Obviously, we covered Jake Owings winning in 2016. Austin Yarborough won in 2017.
That's an all-star lineup there. Bob, 2018, Tyson Freeze took it home. He's a weapon around this place. And 2019, Rainman Robert Showalter took home the trophy. And we all know how good he is around this place.
Yeah, and he actually won this race in the tech shed. He finished 5th, and by the time he got tearing everybody down, he was declared the winner. So tech definitely a problem in this series.
Yeah, Christian Moody, take some notes. If you're legal and run 5th, you can still win that thing.
Well, Caleb Canard is going to try to make his Cup Series debut and Pro Cup debut, and Eddie is down with him right now. Well, 2019 was a great year for Caleb Canard. He was our Ghostface Brewing Heavy Cup Series champion. But this night is going to be special for you because you are making your first DNQ Ghostface Brewing Cup Series start with the treaded tire, along with Filthy Mechanic Pro Cup Series. I mean, treaded seems to be where it's at here recently. These fields are out of control. Did you join for the competition, or did you just join because it looks like it's so much fun?
A little bit of both. You know, I was going to run the points for Busch, but, you know, we run everywhere every Saturday on slicks. And I started running DNQ because of the fact that it was different. 5 to go caution, double file restarts, you know, choose cones. So I figured, why not keep changing it up and give the treaded stuff a try.
So you've never run this before. Will it be a victory for you if you make the feature here tonight?
Yeah, I was actually talking about that earlier. If we can make the feature, that's one check off the list. But you know how I am. If I'm at the racetrack, I want to win, but first we got to make the feature.
And in the Pro Cup Series, that was probably the best race we've seen last race in a very long time. Those guys running top, bottom, and is that very appealing to someone like you who is used to a one-groove racetrack?
Yeah, actually, I didn't even plan on running the Pro Cup race until this morning. I was watching the footage of the last race for Cup, and then I skipped to the end, watched the Pro Cup. I was like, you know what, I got a Predator motor sitting over there. I got a Predator clutch. Let's just change motors after the Cup qualifying and go for it.
That's not the only change you have tonight. You changed your number to 3. Now, why is it the number 3?
Well, I'm running my dad's go-kart for the first time in about 5 years, and the last time I ran it was here, Flat Kart Friday. I didn't even have a number on the go-kart. I put X for duct tape, or with duct tape, and 6 years ago today, a good pit crew member of ours, Todd Gray, passed away with a heart attack, and he was a fan of weekday races, whether it was Monday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever. So we brought that same go-kart we always ran, and my dad, he always was a huge fan of Earnhardt, and you know, Earnhardt always moved him out of the way, so if we got to move him out of the way, we're going to do it tonight.
A lot of stuff going on with Caleb Canard here tonight, making his Cup Series debut and his Pro Cup Series debut as well. A past champion, looking for a good run tonight. All right, Bill, let's take a look at the Cup Series qualifying, and Sean Allen stole this pole on probably the last minute out on the racetrack, beating Nick Stroop by a 10th.
He got a good toe down the backstretch there, Bob. Made that dirty air work in his favor. As he saw Nick Stroop pulling off, he got a good toe down the backstretch and put it on the pole. But one thing I want to talk about is this pretty much means nothing because we're going to roll some dice for the invert. 7-Eleven doubles, these boys will be giving me some money.
There's a mystery number on that dice here, so it's actually the field, and they don't know it yet. So there's a post-it note on here. We may do that every week. You just don't know. It's the number that you pick out.
It is. But these boys, this is going to be a good race. I mean, 1st through 10th is less than a second.
They pretty much don't mean anything if Sean Allen doesn't roll, if he can roll a 0 all the way to the field. So let's go down and see what Sean Allen's going to roll here tonight. Well, Sean Allen is the fastest qualifier here tonight for the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. And Sean, we have a dice here with a bunch of different numbers on it to invert the field tonight. But first of all, let's talk about that run you had in qualifying. Very fast lap, P1. I mean, at first your family had trouble making these races, and here you are in the pole for one tonight.
Yeah, you know, I'm just the face of this. I don't really know anything about racing. I haven't been racing in 12 years. But my dad, you know, puts together me a good car and finished first.
Yeah, you guys have been making the show, having good runs. What's it like? I mean, the series is ultra competitive, so to get the pole tonight, it's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels really good, especially beating all my family. That's the best thing, get bragging rights in front of them, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who brought me here, ones who taught me how to do all of this, so it was really nice.
All right, so now we're going to screw you. Well, maybe we won't. Let's see. Just give her a roll here, and we'll see who you end up with.
6, get an Allen up top.
Well, there's a mystery number in there, too, so let's see where we end up. It is a 6. We will invert 6 carts. 6. We'll invert 6 carts here tonight. That mystery number was the field, so I'm glad you didn't roll that.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
So starting 6 should be on the outside. I think you can make your way to the front from there.
Yeah, you know, Allen set up, get the Allen up front, so we're going to run good. Yeah.
Sean Allen hoping for his first win. He's going to have to do it from 6th place here tonight. All right, the national anthem is going on. We are getting ready to go racing. Coming up next is the Filthy Mechanic Clothing Company Pro Cup Series feature.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me which sounds more refreshing.
Gotcha.
This one? Or this one?
Busch. Definitely the one that went Busch. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It's Busch.
Right.
Busch.
Filthy Mechanic Pro Cup Series. On the pole is Zach Stroop with Eric Riggins, who's been really hot on the outside row.
Row number 2, Nick Finney and Scott Zarowski.
Zarowski second in points there. Eric's brother Jesse Riggins making his debut. Crossfed Craig Smith in the next row.
Row number 4, Ray Thies and Magic Mike Melton.
Brandon Canard making his debut in DNQ along with David Markham.
Row number 6, Tyler Richmond and Jonathan Mabey.
Main stable in this series. Caleb Redhead Dempson Canard in the next row making his debut, and Ryan Ayers.
Row number 12, Dirty Air Donnie Colwell and Rainman Robert Showalter.
Alex Finney making his first start of the season along with Brian Shaw. Here's the information for the DNQ Pro Cup Series. 390 stock Predator. These guys are on treaded Hoosiers, and we're going to start sending some tires out, I believe, to lab test here pretty soon. And here are the points. Scott Zarowski, we talked to earlier, 15 back, and pretty much everybody's within stabbing distance of this championship.
Yeah, that's a tight battle. I mean, it takes one bad race from Robert Showalter. He's starting in the back here tonight. I mean, it's very easy for him to lose that points lead as we go on board with the Filthy Mechanic rear entry cam of Eric Riggins.
A lot of entry going on there tonight. Scott Zarowski has the I Have the Shakes in-cart camera for Filthy Mechanic Clothing. That thing's going to be shaking around like everybody come 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's just him sawing the wheel, Bob.
Well, we want to thank Filthy Mechanic Clothing for coming on board to sponsor this series. If you want a DNQ karting series shirt, go to filthymechanicclothing.co. It is cheaper than .com, so Tutal Medill, like any good savvy businessman will do anything he can to save money, and he's going to sell you shirts as well.
Makes really good matzo ball soup.
All right, Eric Riggins, he has won 2. He has won 2 in a row in this series as they take the green. Zach Stroop chose the top here, and that's a pretty bold decision on lane choice as Riggins goes to the bottom.
Oh, God! Whoa, we are 6, 7, 8 deep. Lap 1, corner 1. You know, in racing, there's a saying where you can't win it in the first corner, but you sure can lose it. I don't think any of these people have ever heard that saying.
Riggins tried to throw a slider going 3 miles an hour on the field. Did not work for him.
He's won 2 races in a row. This would be his 3rd, but he's not going to get it done making moves like that.
No, but he's already pacing his way up to the field here as we go in the rear entry camera, and Mike Melton beat the bumper off that thing.
He is Magic Mike Melton beating the bumper off of Eric Riggins. This track looks wetter than a Chippendales right now, so it's going to take some time for this to come in. There's going to be a lot of change in the racetrack, a lot of tire strategy that's going to have to go on as we see one guy pull off in the infield there.
Well, they're already running to the top here. They're going top shelf already in this race, and before every Pro Cup and Cup feature, as Stroop tried to pull a slider on Finney, can't quite do it, and here comes Riggins with a hell of a run.
Whoa, he caught a hot fart down the backstretch, but whoa, that thing sliding across the racetrack. Big slider, trying to sell some T-shirts.
Absolutely. That Truly machine is starting to fire off on the top of the racetrack, and we've watched Eric Riggins run here a bunch. That's his home, is the top side. He'll run the bottom if he has to, but he is definitely a top feeder.
Yeah, a lot of people making that top work here. Scott Zarowski goes to the bottom, can't make it stick. You see all the momentum he's lost as 2 cars go back by on the outside.
Yeah, we talked to him before this race started, and he pretty much commits to the bottom every night. Only runs the top when he has to. Does not have a lot of big car experience, so he feels like that hurts him a little bit.
Yeah,
as the caution is out.
Oh, we got
one pinched.
3 wide. Oh,
yeah. The crab claws came out, and he got pinched up against the wall there. That starts to happen when these guys are on the high line. They don't know the guys are out there.
Yeah, I mean, no need to go 3 wide there, but obviously this happens in DNQ series. We get fired off in the Busch to pass, or the Busch to start zone.
Yeah, we're green flag back out. Look at Caleb Canard back there in the number 3 trying to make a 3 wide finish.
Oh, God. We're 4 wide on the backstretch.
Do you think they realize they cannot go to the bottom of the racetrack yet?
No, they haven't. Everybody's got to try and fail 2 or 3 times to really understand it. We're still 3 wide on the front stretch, side by side now. Everybody's they're trying to win. We're lap number 5.
Yeah, look at Caleb Canard up there. He's never run one of these races before. Definitely said it was going to be something different to try, but he's doing a good job there running in the top 10.
He is. What I want to point out is Raymond Thies making a really good run for himself, beating that veteran Caleb Canard, who's in top-notch equipment.
Yes.
Really, really doing good for a small 1-car team.
Yeah, he is making it happen out there. And Zach Stroop out here running top 3 on a 1998 Banshee chassis. So there's when he actually gets a real chassis as he's running second, we'll see. Look at the groove up here. Look how high these guys are up running at this racetrack.
They are. For the first race of the night, they're banging the boards already as we go on board with Scott Zarowski. I mean, he is sawing the shit out of that wheel. This is...
Yeah.
I mean, Bob, do you think on that last pit stop they got all the lug nuts tight?
I don't know, and if they didn't, it's really affecting him. It looks like he's got a vibration. Like I said, he looks like everybody around 5 o'clock at the race shops are just got the shakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Riggins running the top of this racetrack. Doesn't look like anybody has anything for him. How will lap traffic play into this race here? I know he's going to start lapping some carts, and that might open the door for second place.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great opportunity for the people in second, third, and fourth as we see the 94 car of Nick Finley go underneath Raymond Thies.
Yeah.
Got to look at my notes there because I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, he made the slider on him, running the high side. There's a little bit of a bump there in the middle of 1 and 2, and these guys just keep getting higher and higher and higher. It's a matter of time before we see them actually on the wall.
Yeah, you got to watch that big bump there because sometimes that'll make these things jump out of gear. Mm-hmm. One trick that we used to use way back in the day was put a bungee cord around that shifter, put it around one of the rub rails. That'll hold it in gear so you can run through that bump and it won't jump out of gear on you.
That is a legit issue, as Eric Riggins right now not having any issues except for the lap traffic he's about to encounter. Zach Stroop in second. Scott Zarowski, the bottom feeder, is in third.
Yeah, these are your top guys. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3 in points right now. 1, 2, 3 in the race. Bob, is that a coincidence, or is there a little more tech going on?
Yeah, that might need to happen. Showalter, though, who was the points leader, is just struggling tonight. I don't know. It seems like the last couple of races, he's had a little bit of a struggle fest go on, and I don't know what that's a case of. Obviously, we're going to have to start looking in some engines in this series as well. Riggins probably going to be the number 1 guy to look at.
Yeah, Showalter, I want to go back to him. I mean, he was really, really good at the beginning of the year as our 5-to-go caution comes out. And once we started running the top, I just don't think he's able to set him up there on the dashboard and let it rip.
Not yet. And there you see Amard back in the field. He's going to take the high line on this restart as the green flag is back out in the Busch to start lane. And we'll see what happens with 5 laps to go. Can Zarowski make a move on Riggins? He goes all the way to the bottom. Can he slide up?
Slides up. Whoa, no. Riggins with all that momentum. You see Zarowski go back second, third, fourth. He's going to slide into the 5th position after starting second. David backmark him with a big shot.
Yeah, it looks like you got to get to the top and you got to go. Jonathan Mabe having a decent run up here towards the front of the field. But it's all Eric Riggins in the Truly machine. As we go on board with him in the rear entry camera, just driving away from Zach Stroop.
He is, yeah. I mean, he's driven a perfect race. Lap traffic hasn't really affected him. He did not get that dreaded arrow push like a lot of these guys get. That's got to be accredited to his wind tunnel team. As we see the battle for second place, banging doors as the 94 of Nick Finley puts it up in second place over Zach Stroop.
Yeah, he made it happen there. He pulled the slider, made it happen, and Stroop tries to slide him back, and Finney's got too much momentum as the white flag's out.
Big right rear from Stroop. Can he make it work? The 94 is going to have that. He's got the momentum on the top side. Eric Riggins all by himself out in front. That truly machine takes home the win tonight.
3 in a row. Let's go down and talk to Eric Riggins in Victory Lane. Eric Riggins in Victory Lane down here at Millbridge Speedway for the Filthy Mechanic Clothing Company Pro Cup feature. I tell you, you've really found your home here in the Pro Cup Series. Been running very well. I mean, what is it about this low horsepower and running the top here with these Hoosier tires that caters to your style?
It's just all about being smooth, and when you can run the top, you got to be smart about like throwing sliders, and especially when you're working through traffic. If you kill your momentum, you can lose half a second real quick, and so you just really got to be as precise as you can with every move you make. And you know, I got this thing to where it just rides the cushion so hard. So I mean, that turns out to be fast tonight. They wet it, so the bottom was a little slimy at the beginning. I about killed my man Zach, but I didn't. He's okay. But once the top dried out, I was on a rail, and even through the rough stuff, I found a way to go around it, and it seemed like it was really good.
Talk about that 5 to go restart with Scott Zarowski. I think he had a jump on you. He didn't have the momentum. He didn't have enough momentum to pull the slider on you.
No, I mean, it was super close. I mean, it could have went either way, and I had to make a decision whether you let off or not. I didn't let off, so I mean, it worked out where I just barely got up beside him and drove around him, and that was, you know, the move of the race. So.
Well, Millbridge Speedway is giving an extra $100 to tonight's feature winner. That is Eric Riggins tonight. He's going to take home $340. Well, a hard-fought battle there with Zach Stroop, Nick Finney here, second place. You guys are sliding each other, doing all you could there to come home with a decent finish, and you come home second, which is a good night.
Yeah, it was a good night, man. I'm proud of everybody that helped me, my wife, my son, Trent Newman for spotting me. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm new to this high side stuff, but I love it. So.
Yeah, seeing you come out, I mean, you ran here and there, but like as soon as we went to the treaded stuff, it seemed like you came out here and you've been very fast. I mean, I don't know if you have a lot of racing experience or not, but it's fun to come out here and watch you run.
Yeah, no, I don't have a whole lot of racing experience, but I love the treaded tires, and like you said, it's very fast, and it's just a lot of fun.
Nick Finney had a lot of fun tonight, finishes second in the Filthy Mechanic Pro Cup Series featured event here tonight. Well, fierce battle, works for the second place, and Zach Stroop came up just a little bit short, finishing third here tonight in the field. I know, 2 weeks in a row, but at least you're talking to us. Yeah, third again. Yeah, I said third. I said you were battling for second. We got it on tape. We'll go back and look at it later. We'll review the tape.
That's it. Well, I'd like to play it back. Give me a second.
You're very fast in practice.
Appreciate it.
Pretty good in the race. Not enough for Riggins there. I think you guys were kind of trading lap times there for a while. I think you may have had something for him at the end, but you just get shuffled there. Those 5 to go's tough.
Yeah, man. The 5 to go's tough. I've made a bunch of spots on 5 to go's, and I've lost a bunch. So I mean, it is what it is. Kart was good, just not anything for Eric. I mean, he was class of the field tonight, and he deserved that one.
What do you guys got to do to beat Riggins the next time you guys come out here?
I don't know. With 3 in a row, I got to find out something. I mean, the old 98 Banshee she wore out, but we're getting there.
Zach Stroop has a 1998 Banshee. That is probably one of the oldest karts you can ride on out here, so he'll get a little bit more money. He'll make it happen.
Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape. To show you the power of Flex Tape, I sawed this boat in half. Not only does Flex Tape's powerful adhesive hold the boat together, but it creates a super strong watertight seal. Imagine everything you can do with the power of Flex Tape.
Big Magic ARCA Series, Graham Holler on the Tar Heel Race Supplies pole with Ronnie Carroll, points leader on the outside pole.
Row number 2, Jufro Jared Chandler and Justin Anderson outside him.
Hampton Carter making his DNQ debut, along with Kyle Brown, who won our last race.
Row number 4, Ratchet Jaws, Dylan Teasley, and Jesse Riggins.
The Rusty Nail Randall Beck in the next row with Zach Campologna.
Thomas Markham and John Jarrell in the row behind them.
John Jarrell's a legend. Hunter Weaver in the next row and Rob Bates.
Wayne Rozier and Derek Keister.
It's Dirte, Curtis Newman, and Curtis Beeson. A row of Curtises. All right, Big Magic ARCA Series. 390 stock Predator, you can run Hoosier slicks. Try it. Maybe we'll have an incentive rule for that. Gear rule, amateur racers. These are your amateurs, Bill. These are the guys that have no idea what they're doing, and what a better one to watch than Thomas Markham.
Yeah, let's reiterate. These guys, I mean, they are just out there for fun. Some of these guys, their chassis have been folded up already as we fire off in the Busch to go. What did I say?
Busch to start. Whatever it is. It's fine. Who gives a shit? It's DNQ. Oh, and they are sliding up. They did not watch the last race. As Jarrell goes around, we stay green? No, caution.
John Jarrell in that 33 Skull machine. I mean, he has...
Full-blown legend.
He really is.
Oh, there's a tire.
There's a left rear.
Oh, my God. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
As we said, these guys are amateurs. They don't know how to get all the lug nuts on.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad, isn't it? We had one before the B main even started. I went fly off. Green flag. We're going to try this again. Graham Holler leads Ronnie Carroll as they head down into one, and Carroll's going to get the jump. These guys are still not understanding that the bottom doesn't work.
No, they are stacked up big trying to make shit happen. And they are beating and banging and no room as we're 3 wide for, I don't know, 9th, 10th place.
There you go. Just keep running the bottom. It's a good idea.
Slide job.
Just keep running the bottom. Nobody has any grip down there, so just keep going down there.
Well, Bob, they were on the grid with their helmets on. They might not have seen the last, I don't know, 40 laps.
Yeah, exactly. My goodness. Oh, Ronnie Carroll stretching his lead out over Graham Holler and Jared Jufro Chandler in 3rd. And don't look now. Here comes Kyle Brown from 4th.
Kyle Brown trying to make a run as he dives down to the bottom. Can he make it stick? I don't know. That bottom's been really, really bad so far. He's going to have to try it again as he just can't get it done.
No, the Jufro of Chandler is too strong right now. He can't see in front of him, so he doesn't know where to pass him at.
Jufro Chandler having a tough time holding him off. He just can't see around that Jufro, and he's having trouble hitting his line.
Yeah, that could be very well the case, making his debut here tonight. So we'll see if he shows up again. Jesse Riggins, Justin Anderson, and Thomas Markham. Let's go on board with him and see what he's fighting here during this race besides a high camera angle.
Yeah, Thomas Markham going to the bottom here. We know this move isn't going to work out because it hasn't for the last 25 times. Somehow Thomas Markham pulls it off.
He made it. He held on to it. Man, you got to love the ARCA Racing Series. You don't even know if these guys are going to hit the same line every lap. As another backstory here is Dylan Ratchet Jaw Teasley got a brand new car for this race. So he is on a brand new chassis. He bought some old Gibbs stuff, and he's hoping it'll work.
Yeah, but that's like buying a $200 bat for a $5 swing, Bob.
Yeah,
that's
just
true.
ain't gonna work. Yeah, that's very true. Ronnie Carroll leads this field. He is your points leader, and he is stretching his legs in this series really bad. The Rusty Nail Randall Beck is in 2nd, Hunter Weaver in 3rd, but they're probably 100 points back.
Yeah, Ronnie Carroll really showing you why he is the points leader. But, Bob, he's about to run up on some lap traffic. We talked about that before. These guys don't have the budget, the wind tunnel, and the sim time that the other classes do. So when he runs up there, that air might get taken off his nose, and he might be out to lunch. We'll see as they go 3 wide in front of him. He might not have any room to pass anyway.
Yeah, Frank Kimmel is out here just putting people laps down.
He is.
Yes, he is definitely the Frank Kimmel. Oh, my goodness.
Who the hell's in the 00? Hunter Weaver goes from the basement.
That's Wayne Rozier. There's 2 00s up there.
Jesus.
Sorry. Wayne Rozier's the yellow one.
Jumping left rears.
There we go.
Wayne Rozier went from the basement to the attic.
Yeah.
And the next lap jumped to left rear. That's what we love about the ARCA series.
Absolutely. That's, you can't fabricate any of this stuff. It's just real life right here. These are the guys that, minus, there's not Ronnie Carroll, but some of the guys pull up in a truck and 1 set of tires, and they don't care. They're just out here trying to make some laps, and that's, you got to respect that to a point.
Yeah, John Jarrell, though, goes a lap down. That's unexpected. He's really got a lot of laps around this joint. His stuff has really been tuned in. But we saw he got involved in that first lap crash. The nose is a little bit dinged up on that. Is the arrow hurting his performance?
I'm sure it's on the splitter right now, and if they get another caution, the team will just jack the car up and slam it down on a hammer just to, pack it up there. So
actually, yes, I do see the splitter is definitely bent up on the right side. That's hurting the downforce. We
Absolutely.
know that.
You cannot have a splitter gap like that here at Millbird Speedway, especially with the competition.
No.
Oh, wow! Jufro going for a move there on Graham Holler, just letting him have it.
Jufro let a curl get in front of his eyes on that.
Oh, God.
I mean,
using the lap traffic to his advantage, apparently, huh?
that wasn't even close. And, woo, yeah.
Yeah. The Kyle Brown doing a very good job. He won last race by 100th of a second to Ronnie Carroll, and Ronnie Carroll is just, I guess it just motivated him tonight because Frank Kimmel's out there leading this thing in that advanced auto parts cart as the 5 to go caution saves us as Wayne Rozier has hit everything except maybe the snack stand out there.
Wayne Rozier might need a little bit of practice.
Here we go.
Ronnie Carroll with a big jump on the Busch to start zone, and he takes another commanding lead with 5 laps to go to win this
Hunter
thing.
Weaver up there in the dust. Yeah, this is a tough night on points if you're Ronnie Carroll or Randall Beck. If you're Hunter Weaver or Randall Beck. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
look
we
at
are
this.
4-5 wide.
That is so ARCA.
Out of 2.
That is so ARCA.
This is for the 9th place, I think.
Let's go on the Filthy Mechanic Clothing Company in-car camera of Thomas Markham. And he's doing all right tonight. I mean, not too bad. Right now he's in 5th.
Yeah, he's seeing what the rest of this field does not want to see, and that is Ronnie Carroll out front, just putting laps down. 2 to go is all he needs to take home this trophy.
Can Jufro catch him? Doesn't look like he is going to as the white flag is out. 1 more lap to go for Ronnie Carroll.
Jufro giving it all he's got. You see the nose slide a little bit there. That killed his momentum. Ronnie Carroll with a quick look down the backstretch. 2 more corners to go. Ronnie Carroll takes home the ARCA Remax Series.
Well, victorious again and finally in 2020 is Ronnie Carroll. Pretty much walked him on that one, and you're pretty much walking him in the points here in this Pink Magic ARCA Series as well.
Yeah, for once, man. We just had the right tires on tonight. Same setup, same everything. Just hit it right on the tires. They watered the track a little bit tonight more, and I kind of like when it's a little wetter track. We usually run a little better. But I want to thank everybody that's helped me, Armstrong family, my wife for letting me come race. I want to thank James Stanley for the awesome parts. I mean, he finally got it right, and we went to the front. So pretty good.
Yeah, last race you lost it by 100th of a second. Did this make up for that loss here last race?
Yeah, that kind of pushed me to put it out there. Yeah, that kind of hurt last time. So, like I said, get you a good tire game, that's all.
Ronnie Carroll had a great tire game here tonight. He's walking him in the points, and he walks him tonight in the Pink Magic ARCA Series feature. Well, the first time in a DNQ event, Jared Chandler comes home second. Jared, I don't even know where you came from or if you run big races around this area or not, but you came out here to DNQ, and you have a good finish here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Never ran it before, just came and watched it a lot. Came and helped people. I always thought it'd be fun, so ran Predator for the first time. Turned out okay.
Yeah, finished second there. Looked like nobody had anything for Ronnie Carroll, but what was it like with that 5 to go and double file restart? It's not something that most people are used to racing in.
No, it's definitely different, but adds a lot of fun to the race. A lot of excitement at the end.
Jared Chandler, second place finish here tonight in the Pink Magic ARCA Series. Pulls Kyle Brown in here, smokes a dart, and he has a good third place finish here. You know, you won the one last race by 100th. Ronnie Carroll's still hurting about that one, but a good finish here, third. Looks like you guys beat and bang a little bit. You come home with a good finish.
Yeah, man, it was fun. Just off a little bit, but off to the next one.
Is there anybody you want to thank for this thing again?
Jamie Canard, LA Motorsports, Pink Magic, Phantom, DNQ, and that's a blast. Thank y'all.
Kyle Brown making it happen here in the ARCA Series tonight.
Goodies Dash Series starting lineup. Mike Contarino, last year's champion, on the pole with Magic Mike on the outside pole.
Row number 2, Ray Thies and Dan Murak.
Danny Murek. Kelly Nightcrawler Britt and Brian Shaw in our next row.
Dirty Air, Daddy Colwell, and Steven Tartuski.
David Markham and Tyler Richmond in the next row. Got a lot of entries for this race.
Quentin Haley and Jaron Anley side by side.
Yeah. Dirty. Filthy Mechanic in-car camera for David Markham. Here are the rules. These are small tires all the way around as Mike Contarino gets a hellacious jump.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Melton takes the outside, and there you go. He's on the lead already.
I mean,
What?
he had 2 car lights on him.
Did he drag
let
the
off?
brake? I have no idea. We got.
Did he know he jumped the start so bad, so he just let everybody by?
I don't get it. I really don't.
Magic Mike Melton didn't see the yellow and kept on digging.
Yeah, here we go. This series is weird. It's got kind of a cult following. This is more of the mid-pack guys come run this series to run good in a series. Does that make sense, I guess, is what I'm saying here.
Yeah, I mean, Magic Mike Melton, I mean, he got it done a little bit earlier, so these are just some extra laps for him. But some of these other guys, David Markham, could definitely use the practice.
Donald Dirty Air Colwell gets a run up top. We don't see these guys venture up to the top of the track. Now, one thing that we don't do for this series that we do for the other Treta ones is wet and pack the track before the race. So there is a little bit of a Monster Energy Ultra Black groove there that these guys are soaking up. They're sucking the prep out of the racetrack.
Yeah, but that's what Donnie Dirty Air Colwell is trying to make use of right now to get around David Markham. Just can't get it done quite yet. I think it's going to need a few more laps to come in as we go back to the front here. Watch Mike Melton just put some more length between him and second place.
Another funny thing about this series is, okay, you got the guys up front are pretty close to the weight, their normal weight. The guys in the back are large and in charge, and they race each other extremely hard back there. Like, if you notice from, right here, large and in charge, except for David Markham. Yeah. Like Colwell, Quentin Haley, like all these guys are like, I'm giving them a couple extra pounds here. I'm like, yeah, well, you're out here racing. You guys ever get, then run your own race. Maybe
a couple extra pounds. I mean, I saw somebody give 65 pounds across the scales.
So, I mean, I look at this, maybe we'll have a large and in charge portion of the points here for some of these guys that give some extra weight or something. Like right back here, Quentin Haley, Jaron Antley, no offense, large and in charge, man. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just, you're giving up weight.
Those are some big boys, and they're going to cook some ribs after, and I'll stick
damn
around
right
for that.
You are damn right. I would eat anything that they cook. There's no doubt about that.
As we see Jaron Antley go lap down, Mike Melton putting it on him.
Yeah, Jaron Antley going to the top, trying to get the run. Understood. That's it's tough, man, when you don't race all the time either. We've seen Ryan Richmond come out as we go on board with David Markham, who is not large and in charge.
No, David Markham's not, and here comes the battle.
Yeah, Brian Shaw to the inside of David Markham in that 1, and look at the right rear of that thing. It's so small.
He's got that thing sucked all the way in.
It almost looks weird, doesn't it?
I want to point out the body on that thing looks like it was made for a different car. I mean, the side force is just not there.
Yeah, and he's driving away from David Markham, so
he has got a lot of talent.
At least they got John Hunter Nemechek running better. At least you got that going for you, David. I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, Raymond Thies is working his way up. That's a name that's come up more than once tonight.
Yeah,
Bob.
he's done very well. Comes from a racing background. His grandfather raced with my grandfather and some of my family on Long Island. So
yeah, a couple of watts.
Very good lineage. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's how you doing, huh?
Yeah.
Yo, what wedges running this week? There you go. So good job for Ray Pieces. There it is, our 5 to go caution. Let's see what happens here. I mean, what's going to happen? We got Contarino up top. Melton playing game series. He gets in the Busch Desart zone, hits the gas. Ray Thies giving him that push. That push on the restart is very instrumental.
He is, yeah. I mean, the leader's got lane choice.
Look at that run.
Contarino with a big run off the top. He dives it down under Mike Melton, gets a little bit sideways, loses the nose. They touch.
They touch. They touch sides.
He's still digging down there. We know that doesn't work. Just scrubbed off a bunch of speed. Here comes some big runs from the 83.
Dan Marak makes a good run, and he tries to cut underneath. I think these guys need to run the top, but I also think that none of these guys are going to put him on the board and do it. Unless Brian Shaw right there. He gets up top, but he slid around too much.
Yeah, I mean, right now, as you see Ray Thies go to the bottom again, trying to make that work. With only 2 or 3 laps to go, these guys really need to line up. There you see 2 sticks. These guys need to line up and make some big runs if they're gonna gain some positions.
Yeah, Contarino, maybe he can go to the top. Maybe he's scared. I don't know what the deal is. The best way to pass in this series is to follow the guy's bumper.
Yeah, get all that dirty air right all over your nose.
White flag is out. Can Magic Mike Melton take home the victory and bump his way up in the points? He's going to do it. Your all-time wins leader in Dash will make it happen again. Let's go down and talk to Mike Melton.
Mike Melton, your winner tonight in the Goodies Dash Series. He's going to get the beer bath.
The old Busch Ice.
The old Busch Ice, the nastiest beer we buy because it's cheap. I'm not saying your wife's cheap. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. Man. Mr. Dash, it's still there, huh?
Yep. It sucks that we learned that you need to change your fuel after a month from the last disqualification we had, but we learned that the hard way. But I'm just glad we could come back tonight and still run in the front and prove that it wasn't a fluke, you know. Mike's on his game, man. He's going to make it tough for me. So I thank everybody. We start calling ourselves Magic Mafia race team. So we got 2 carts in the top 3 tonight. So my buddy Dan, he's part of our deal we got going on here. So it's good to see him get up in the podium again. Last week I think he was second. So, but I can't thank Turbo, R2 Designs, Dan. We got Steven Stitches. He helped us. Wheelman CJ right there. We all, you know the deal. You've been there. So it's just glad to get back in winner circle and go on through tech, get this over with. So.
Yeah, their whole race team does a great job with what they've got. We did a whole piece on it, but Magic Mike takes home another Goodies Dash Series win here tonight. Well, I was screaming down in the infield during the race, and Mike Contarino did not hear me. I was telling you, after that restart, you should have went to the top. You would have had some hellacious runs and maybe got the win here tonight, but you'll settle for second here, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll settle for second. I think I was better than he was. I just screwed up on the restart of the race. That was all on me. I did think about going to the high side, but I'm in a points battle. I didn't know where third was, so I wasn't going to take a chance of losing points.
Yeah, it seemed like it was there when you had the restart, but Mike Melton was so good. Mike Melton is so good in this series, and you're our last year's champion, so it seems like we finally got somebody to challenge him here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to challenge him all the way down until he misses another race, and then it'll be over. Come on, priorities. NASCAR's not priority, bub.
No more rain dancing.
But yeah, it'll be a fun battle between me and Mike for the championship, and let the best man win.
We've seen both of their shops. We've seen what both the resources these guys have. It's going to be really fun to watch. Dan Marak, his second time in a row finishing in the top 3, and you just keep getting better and better and better as this deal goes on, and it seems like tonight was no change in that.
Yeah, it was another good night. Again, I can't thank Magic, Turbo, Steven, all them guys enough. I mean, they're the ones helping me set the card up and telling me how to drive around here. And, yeah, it's a great night. I mean, it's hard to outrun those guys, and nice to just be close to them.
What is it about this Dash Series? It's got a cult following, all these. We got guys that we don't normally see run the other classes, but it seems like this class just attracts a different kind of racer.
It is. I don't know. To me, it's more fun to drive. I thought when I first started this a couple weeks ago, I was going to like the Pro Cup Series better, but for whatever reason, I just like the way these carts handle. They're fun to drive. You're just kind of sliding all over the place. It's just a fun series. I appreciate y'all having it.
Demarak, third place finish here tonight. Second time in a row. He's going to finish in the top 3. Busch Series Busch Classic, the 5th annual, and Jared Jufro Chandler on the pole with Kyle Brown on the outside pole.
Row number 2, Johnny Oliverio and Chicken Hawk.
Chicken Hawk, your 2016 Busch Series champion, Derek Allred and Justin Anderson in the next row.
Row number 4, Danny Armstrong and Rainman Robbie Showalter.
The Rusty Nail Randall Beck in the next row with Jesse Riggins.
Graham Holler and Carter Hampton.
Hopefully got all the lug nuts
6
on his wheel this time. Derek Keeter and your inaugural Busch Classic winner, Jake Owens.
Clinton Turkey Mills and Austin Jones in row number 10.
Zach Campbellagna and Curtis Beeson will round out the field tonight for the Busch Classic. These guys have the same rules as ARCA. They know what they're doing to a point. So that is the Busch Series. It is the exact same as ARCA, just anybody's allowed to come run it. And here are the points right now. Caleb Canard opted not to run this race, and he's leaving points.
I don't know if he was scared or what, but yeah, Danny Armstrong in second. He's got a good starting spot.
Another driver we're missing tonight is the pistol Nigel Standish. Did not make the trip out tonight from Millbridge. Opted to do the drop race here tonight. Very good at the road course though, so we'll see what happens. Well, here we go. The 5th annual Busch Classic. Green flag is out. We are underway with this star-studded field. We got a B main for this race and a couple guys home. But here we go. They're going to fire off into one. We'll see if it sticks.
Oh, big runs already. They're 3 wide still. We've seen this not work out in the first 3 races. These guys, a little bit more talented, make it stick.
They do. We'll see. It's still early. Alex Cunningham, the Chicken Hawk, up towards the front of the field. He hasn't raced in DNQ in a very long time. Good to see our 2016 Busch Series champion come out and start logging some laps again out here in this series.
Yeah, Bob, his stuff wasn't winning so much as we're 3 wide again for 6th. But Chicken Hawk, he's like the R&D champion of that team. So I saw his calculator smoking the last couple weeks. He was trying to make some new parts and get some new geometry figured out. He's running that cart out here tonight in 2nd. It looks like it's working pretty good so far, Bob.
Yeah, all his parts were okayed through the sanctioning body. They sent them in, and we looked them over, and they were okay, as per the rule book. Well, Bill, the one thing that I've noticed that DNQ has done so well over the years is, we do the traction compound on the racetrack with the prep and prepping the racetrack how it needs to go. We go out there and we pack it with the tire dragon. We pull the numbers back on the quarter panels. We have choose cone restarts. I mean, it sounds like another series might be heading in that direction, doing things that DNQ has done for years.
Yeah, I mean, they've seen how successful this series has been. So, I mean, they're doing their own R&D, Bob. Rob and duplicate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I will be taking a drug test for the next 3 months because of that comment right there. But here we go. Jared Jufro Chandler trying to hold off Alex the Chicken Hawk Cunningham. And glad to see Jay. I mean, I'm so happy. We've covered Jay Goings a lot in this video already, but seems like he's not a factor tonight. Is it time to put him out to pasture like they did with DW years ago?
Yeah, Chicken Hawk going down to the bottom right now, Bob. I'm completely ignoring everything you just said. As Jufro still maintaining that lead. He's harder to pass than a kidney stone. I mean, Alex is he's pinching him down. Jufro's making him work that bottom, and it doesn't have the speed the top does.
Now, the Chicken Hawk can cut off the corner, though. He definitely cuts a lot better than he does, and that's he does his own tires, prep, everything. Just making it happen. And I think my notebook is out of notes for this 50-lap race, so it's going to be a long one here. But like I said earlier, there we go. He's finally got the run on the inside. Making it happen. Oh, holding tough.
They bang doors. Can he get it done? Not yet. Jufro pinching him down like he pinches pennies. Chicken Hawk finally gets that slider done. Man.
That was tough. He had the eye of the Jew there, didn't he?
He did, man. That was like pushing out a hard turd.
Yeah. The runs were half off, so you got a bunch of them.
Finally getting that done. Bob, this is a long race. One thing I want to talk about strategy. These guys, that's just something you're going to have to get right to win this race. We've seen it time and time again.
Oh, the rusty nail right side. Driver's side first. I hope he's all right.
He does.
He driver's side of the first. Very Jerry Nadeau of him. Got out of the groove. Oh, man.
I mean, window net's down. Yeah. He's okay.
He's all right. He's all right.
That's the signal to DNQ officials that he's okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Alex Cunningham leads this field. Danny Armstrong, though, creeping up to the front. He's going to restart on the outside. Cunningham gets the jump in the Busch to start zone. And we are back under green. Let's see if the Jufro can make a move on the Chicken Hawk as Johnny Oliverio makes it 3 wide. Robert Showalter in the top 5. Good to see him having a competitive run here in the Busch Series.
Yeah, I think he might have learned some stuff from before, and he's finally working his way up. Chicken Hawk, I mean, he's laying it down. That R&D's really paid off. Jufro gets a good run down the backstretch, pulls up on him a little bit, but Bob, one thing I want to talk about is strategy. Like we talked earlier, to win this race, you've got to get everything right as we're tangling it.
Or every tire over a left rear. Just run right over them.
Everybody gives each other the thumbs up. They're running for 15th. But what a lot of these guys are going to do, Bob, is try to split this race in half. That's a common strategy seen in this race where they run the first half and then they run the second half. And that's called splitting it in half.
Yes, it is. And you know what? The calculators are probably smoking on fuel mileage. You could stay out and hope for a yellow and then trap the field a lap down if your cart is just complete junk. That is the Band-Aid strategy that we see a lot of these teams use.
Yeah, Barry Mack, I mean, his calculator's smoking over there. I mean, I know he does some consulting for some of these backmarker teams. It looks like he might try to play that strategy but we very rarely see that work.
When it's not your day, it's not your day. And you do all you can to screw everyone else over when it's not your day.
Yeah,
That's,
I mean,
stay out short pit, play the game, roll the dice.
as we did. But sometimes when you get caught, we like to call that the witch's kiss. And, yeah, everything's bad about that.
Yeah, you're poking in areas you don't want to poke in, and sometimes that porcelain gets you. You got to watch it.
It does, as Chicken Hawk's under some pressure now.
Yeah, Daniel Armstrong in the second position, along with Jared Chandler in third, as he's going to take a peek inside, and Alex gives him the spot, along with Jufro. He wants a 2-for-1 deal right there, doesn't he?
He does. He knows how to negotiate, and wow, you see that just Chicken Hawk being polite gets up in the angel dust, and he goes from first back to fifth.
Yeah, the choo-choo train got him on there, and Johnny Oliverio having a good run here as well. Teammates with Hunter Weaver in the ARCA series, and Hunter may have told him what he thought the track was going to do here tonight. It's definitely helping him out.
It's definitely paid off. I mean, he's running strong.
That's a DNQ. There is no team limit. You can have as many teams as you want, because one day the fields will get real short, and we just want to make sure they're full.
Right. Yeah. So we will definitely take 25 cars with a number 5 starting their number.
Yes.
And just run all of them.
I mean, I don't know what you do here if you're in the back of the field. Like, if you're having a bad night and the caution comes out, I just pull off the track and change tires, which you are more than welcome to do during these races. Not many people do it, though, because they're worried they're going to not be out there before the green. And we do have a lucky dog in DNQ. When the caution comes out, if you're a lap down and you're the first cart, you get it back on the computer. Showalter side drafting Austin Jones down the front stretch.
He is. He's trying to make something happen, and he's worked his way back up through the field. But these guys running side by side, punching a big hole in the air. You see how much slower they're running side by side, letting that top field get away as they start to line up on the bottom. Think worse of it. Go 3 wide instead of push each other. So it looks like maybe Showalter, he got past, and they're trying to line up to catch that top pack.
Yeah, you see Jay Goins was part of that battle as well. But this is the 5th annual Busch Classic. We're on lap 32 of 50. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Out at the cabin, fresh mountain air. Wake up, we got good times to share. Crack open a can of the finest blend. Get that Busch Latte feeling with my best friend.
Busch Lattes feature a thick foam, great aroma, and of course a finish that's crisp and cold as a mountain stream.
The crisp way to greet your day. Grab a cup of Busch Latte.
The 5th annual Busch Classic, live from the Millbridge Speedway here in Salisbury, North Carolina, as Daniel Armstrong leads the field. And we want to thank Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair for their sponsorship of this series. Really got to thank them for being part of the DNQ Busch Classic and the series for the whole year. As we watch Daniel Armstrong lead the Jufro, Derek Allred having a good run as well. Johnny Oliverio, like we talked about earlier, and the Chicken Hawk, all in the top 5, and they're all over each other, and this has been a very long race. Almost 50 laps so far, and these guys are on top of each other.
Yeah, well, Bob, as these laps wind down, track position is definitely key. So all these top 5 up here are in a really good spot. I mean, Chicken Hawk's beating a bumper off that thing for 5th. Doesn't need to, but it makes him feel better about himself.
Well, that's where Robert Showalter won this race from last year. He finished 5th, and that's our 5 to go caution. That's why Armstrong led off. He finished 5th and still won because of tech. So that is more than likely could happen here in this series. As Daniel Armstrong fires off in the Busch to start zone, and Armstrong did not get a good jump. Cunningham had a good restart.
Yeah, you see him use that choose cone restart to hit the position. Whoa, big wreck.
Wow, the safer barrier caught Austin Jones off of 2 there, and that is going to bring out the caution. Let's see what happened to him there. Riding Rob Bates stuff as Showalter was involved in something as well under the caution there. Let's see what happened to him first.
Oh, we got 2 separate incidents.
Yeah, a little up in the angel dust there after that wreck. Let's take a look and see what happened to Austin Jones. Owings just basically door slammed him.
Yeah.
That safer barrier caught him. Safety innovation, DNQ.
Yeah, you saw the hatch open there.
Yeah, the side flap opened up on that cart. All right, another restart and see if Cunningham gets another good one, and he does. Can he hold his momentum? No, he can't quite do it.
Yeah, Cunningham with a great start, though. He used that choose cone to his advantage, went from 5th up to 2nd. as Jufro doesn't even know what a brake pedal looks like anymore. Driving it on in there. I mean, it looks like maybe a number 12 car a few races ago.
Showalter up there, had a little spin there after the caution that came out. He's up to 4th, doing very well. Last year's Busch Series champion.
Yeah, I mean, here's a Jufro underneath Cunningham again. Still doesn't know where the brake pedal is, just door slamming him. I wonder how many Nerf bars that thing goes through in a year.
I don't know, but here comes the Chicken Hawk to the inside as we have only 2 laps to go for Daniel Armstrong to win the Busch Classic.
Man, if I was Chicken Hawk, I'd ship his ass already. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all lined up, trying to catch Daniel Armstrong, but with 1 to go, they're not going to get it done.
Chandler throws the block. The Chicken Hawk gets a bump there in the back. But coming off of turn 4, Daniel Armstrong is going to win the 5th annual Busch Classic. Was that a pimping kind of hand motion? I don't know what was going on. He was raising the roof. Daniel Armstrong, your winner tonight in the Busch Classic. 50-lap feature. Daniel, we started this race 5 years ago. Jake Owings, who ran the race tonight, he was our inaugural winner in this race. It was probably one of the longer races we ran at that time. Now we have the World 100, but the long races, man, you just cater to that style of racing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tires kind of come into effect. The wet in it definitely throws you a curveball. I definitely wasn't as good tonight as I was in the 100, but was able to hold on and last long enough.
Yeah, you had Derek Allred, Graham Holler, Chandler, Chad, whatever the hell his name is, a new guy. They all gave you at least a battle at some point during this race. Was there any time you thought, hey, maybe it's not our night?
No, I mean, from the go, I was pretty good, just kind of biding you time and biggest thing is trying not to slide the tires with these things. And then just kind of got to 3rd and just tried to maintain and then, worked our way. They started sliding and got to the lead and just try to ride. The big thing is 5 to go. You don't know if you'll get drove in the side of or, what's going to happen. So you just kind of prepare for that.
Anybody to thank tonight?
Yeah, Lord, first of all. My spotter, Tony Belk. I guess we finally got the right parts on Ronnie's stuff. And I think I had to slip James some money so he didn't show up. But, good night for Ronnie and everybody in the group. Todd Miller, Phantom, Sky Chassis, new chassis, great chassis. It's been quick everywhere we've been with it. And just everybody that helps me, and that's about it.
Daniel Armstrong, victorious in the Busch Classic. Well, we're talking to the same Jared Chandler who made his debut in the ARCA Series earlier. Finished 2nd here tonight. You and Alex Cunningham beat the shit out of each other at the end of that thing, huh?
Yeah, it happens. It's Predator, DNQ. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, 50 laps here tonight. We saw some guys falling out of the seat like really bad. They're probably extremely out of shape. Was there any physical aspect to your race tonight?
It wasn't nothing too bad. It wasn't too many laps, in my opinion. Some of the DNQ races are a little out of shape. That's why they run DNQ. Honestly, I mean, you win a case of beer. I mean, I don't blame them.
I love this kid. He's already on my good side. Talking shit. I love it. Good run tonight. Well, name we haven't seen in a while in the DNQ series is Alex Cunningham. Alex, you come out of, I don't even know what do you want to call it, retirement or just pure lack of wanting to run out here, or whatever it was. 3rd place finish here tonight. You beat the shit out of that little kid over there, and he got you at the end, Jared Chandler.
He's got one coming for him. Nah, I just told him, I said, man, we had some good racing. I had a ball out here tonight. We didn't get the finish we wanted. We drug some tires down out of the attic from January, so we were like, well, we'll give it a shot here and see what we can do, and I don't know, we might come back. We'll see. We had a ball. Hammer Carts, Johnny Bartlett, Speed Carts. Want to thank all of them. My wife, Carrie. We got a boy on the way. That's pretty exciting. Josh Pangle, John King, all of them. Carter and Marty Hampton come down. We had a ball tonight. DNQ always puts on a good show, so we appreciate what you do.
Alex Cunningham, 3rd place finish here tonight, and there's going to be another one of these little redhead, loudmouth sons of bitches running around this earth. So I'm scared about that. Good run tonight, Alex. Thanks, bud.
Folgers
I love that commercial. Let's take a look at the Ghostface Brewing starting lineup for the Cup Series, and Jimmy Allen on the pole via the invert.
Row number 2, Eric Riggins and Mike Rott.
Row number 3 sees our pole sitter Sean Allen with Nick Stroop.
Row number 4, Scott Zarowski and old man LJ McCleary.
Getting it done. Ryan Richmond and our Miltona 50 champion, Ronnie Shirk.
What do we call Adam Welsh? The Bad Kitty, Adam Welsh, and Rain Man Robert Showalter.
Curtis Markham and Austin Allen in the next row.
Mike Contarino and Jason Denny Hamilton.
These are the B-Main Bandits right here. Steve Morcillo, welcome back.
Blaze it, bro.
In the 420, Jason Asbury's in the final row tonight. Here you go, 410. Basically, everybody runs AKRA. Here's your Hoosier tires. Do not prep them. We have tread depth right there and the durometers. Onboard camera, Eric Riggins with a rear entry cam again tonight. We have 2 rear entry cams. He will carry one, and Nick Stroop will carry the other.
Yeah, we got good placement of those. Should be able to see a lot of penetration there.
A lot of aero going on there with Stroop stuff. Sean Allen has another in-cart camera as well, our pole sitter who inverted the 6th draw there. So we got cameras everywhere here tonight for the Cup Series. This is by far the most competitive and elite series that DNQ has to offer, and here are the point standings.
Yeah, Nick Stroop, 18 over the Bad Kitty with a terrible start tonight. And Asbury's 30 behind. LJ McCleary only 40 behind. I mean, that's a tight race.
Yeah, and then we have the double points road course coming up next race, so that's really going to shake the points up. You got to remember there's double points in there somewhere. As the green flag is out, Jimmy the Hitman Allen will go and lead the field down as Winslow to the top and Riggins way up top.
3 wide already. I mean, they still haven't learned. Riggins with a big push. He gets out front. I mean, that was great.
Yeah, a big one, and CJ Winslow leading his first couple laps in DNQ Cup Series competition.
Wow, 5,
Love
6
to see
wide.
It. Wow.
We are 4 wide for 10th right now.
Caution is out. Spin off of turn 2. That is Austin Allen. Went for a loop there in 1 and 2. We're not going to show the replay. He just lost it. Stepped on the old pepperoni.
Is he a cook at Hooters?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Nick Stroop got the jump there on Winslow. Winslow was the leader. Just, yeah, that's not going to work.
Nope.
Ryan Richmond goes for a spin. The restart was not good, so we're going to restart him again. Cannot beat the leader of the line here, and Eric Riggins had an issue under that caution.
That's unfortunate. I mean, he ran really good all night. Got the win once already, running second.
Yeah, we just heard his radio. Lost the keyway. Lost the keyway in the back axle.
Yeah, these things don't have much power, so that thing was probably 15 years old.
Here we go. Green flag again. Winslow. A good the restart's good. Winslow straight to the top. The Hitman trying to go even higher on him. Can Winslow get the run on Stroop? Doesn't look like he ran out of momentum there. He must have slid the tires.
Whoa, Bad Kitty coming 4 at a time. Huge run from the back. You see all that aero. He finally got it right. I think the track was just too wet for him earlier. Now it's kind of dried out like his old lady, and he feels way more at home.
Feels way more at home in the litter box. The dry litter box, yep. He's just going to start scratching his way and covering that turd. Well, here we go. Wow, sliders back there.
Slider.
Oh my goodness. The Hitman up to 3rd there, started on the pole. He's already back to 3rd. Mike Rott trying to clear a lane. Sean Allen up there,
Mike
not
Rott
clear.
Making room where there is not. As we go on board with Jimmy Allen, you see him running the boards, banging that right rear off the cush. That's what we like to see here.
What does the arrow do right there when he gets up towards the wall?
Bob, you see what happens is you get right up there towards the wall, and the wall pushes that air over on the blade. And it just sticks that rear end and makes your sack feel like it's twice as big.
Yeah, let's go on board with Sean Allen, who's hunting him and murdering him down the front straight. Allen, Jimmy, I'd probably go get an engine. Look how high he is. His right rear tire's on the wall. I mean, you can just see, you can't get any higher than that in 1 and 2.
That's called selling T-shirts, Bob. And you can go down there in the merchandise aisle and grab as many as he has left.
Yes, because he's throwing it on the he's got his hand up. Must have that's probably why he was getting murdered down the front stretch. That's going to end his night. Looks like a little slight engine failure for Jimmy the Hitman Allen. Promising start. Started on the pole, do the invert. His night's going to come to an end really quick.
Yeah, it looks like he may have hit some debris and may have busted the oil cooler on that.
Oh, yes. It's probably the case. He'll be up on fire here shortly. Well, we went the track before this race, and there you go. There it is. Nick Stroop won the last race, started 5th, currently leading this race, and looks like he's in a pretty comfortable lead. And he's got that lead over CJ Winslow.
Yeah, I mean, his spotter needs to tell him to slow down or he's going to be the random for the next 10 weeks in a row.
Winslow, best finish at 10th. He's running second tonight. Started second, currently second. So it's a good night for him. He's actually got his cart pretty quick there, and looks like he's having a good night so far.
It is, Bob. I saw him earlier looking for a good luck charm down in the creek below the racetrack. See, when this racetrack was first built, it was all bricks, and some of them bricks got dumped back there in the stream. Now would be a good time to cut to some ridiculous shot. As we see a big spinner, the bad kitty goes around.
That's going to bring out the caution.
Cannot confirm if he found any bricks in that stream.
Let's see what happened here. Showalter throwing a slider. Richmond was there. These two have a history together. Remember, he called him an ass clown last race. So if you're going to drive like an ass clown, that's what you get. So I'm sure Richmond didn't check up.
Yeah.
There we go. Steve 420 Morcillo, a past Busch Series champion, gets the jump as the green is out. Man, look at that. Just can't make it happen. And look at Winslow with this up top there. What a run.
That's where the runs are coming from, the upper deck.
Yeah, you got to go top shelf in this series if you're going to make it happen. Look at that berm right there. My goodness, I never thought we would see this here at Millbridge Speedway. But Stroop and Riggins are the only two guys that really have big car experience. The rest of these guys don't have a ton of experience running the top. So it's good to see other drivers get up top like Morcillo, and wow, Winslow and Rott are really riding the top of the racetrack.
They are. They're banging them right off the boards. I mean, that's the quick way around here, and if you're going to get it done, that's what you got to do.
We're talking about running a part-time schedule. Jason Denny is doing just that, and he won the last race he ran, but tonight he is getting humbled. He ran the B main, and he's towards the back here tonight.
You just don't get it right every night, and Denny Hamilton is learning that lesson the hard way, unfortunately.
Let's go on board with Sean Allen as he rips the fence here. He's getting some hellacious runs. He's going to get up to the bumper of Mike Rott. And, man, I listened to the audio of this. You should listen to these guys. They're screaming down the front backstretch.
I mean, Mike Rott just flat out getting it. Well, I mean, but like we talked earlier, the best way to not pass somebody is to follow him around the racetrack, and that's what these guys are doing. Eventually, Mike Rott's going to have to throw a nasty slider on him to pass him.
Yeah. Look, I mean, there's a little rut there at the top of 1 and 2, but it is not affecting Nick Stroop by any means. And trust me, he keeps dominating like this. We're really going to start tearing him down, which is part of the deal. You run good, you get tore down. Look at this right here. This is awesome watching these guys run the top.
Yeah, battle for third right now is 3 cars wide, and they are nose to tail. Whoa, sometimes you jump the cushion. We just saw that happen, and stay in the gas. Why not?
Yeah, you can't lift. CJ Winslow not lifting at all either. Look how high up that groove's cleaned off. It's to the barrier. You can't get any higher than that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a college bar on a Friday night right now, letting it all
out. Wow.
Yeah, Sean Allen just right sides up on the wall. That's
don't run the wall anymore, Sean.
Probably not as fast.
Yeah, best finish this year, 5th. He is going to best that if he keeps running like, he come down off the wall real quick, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me clean my underwear out while I start running the bottom.
Put the full box panties on after that.
Oh, my goodness. Some of these guys trying to make the bottom work, but it's just not working. I mean, you got to, seems like the top's the place to be, unless during the 5 to go somebody gets low and makes it happen.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are not Danny Lasowski. You can't start on the bottom like that at this track. I mean, you need to have a whole train of cars running the bottom if you're going to do that. But these 1 or 2 guys is just not going to make it happen.
The Bad Kitty and Showalter have just been off. I don't know what's going on with those guys. I don't know if they're going to have to work on setup a little bit better or what. They're just struggling, man. And I hate it for their company, but,
Well, we saw a few. Oh, here's our 5 to go.
Yeah, there are 5 to go. And we want to thank everybody tonight for tuning in to the DNQ Series YouTube page and checking out the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. Go to Ghostface Brewing. Check out the Beer Lab for Ghostface Brewing. They got all kinds of food, beer, whiskeys, wines. They make it all there. Check them out. Support your local small business. And can't thank Ghostface Brewing enough for being part of this series. As the choose cone is out and Nick Stroop has chose the top. And look who's behind him. It's the Steve Morcillo machine. Just waiting. He's hammering on it.
Steve Morcillo drives a long way to race these races. He puts a lot of time and money into this sport. And, I mean, he came down here for a trophy. Absolutely blew that restart, though.
Yeah. Yep, blowing smoke. He gets to the outside of Sean Allen. That's not where Sean wants him to be. Needs to get up. Big push from Rott.
Rod slides up. Oh!
We got a big tumble upside down.
CJ Winslow goes around. It's such a I hate to see that.
Yeah.
Man, he was having a good run, too.
Bob, he's out. You see that roll cage that is mandated here in the DNQ series? He gets out safely.
Did its job. Good thing we didn't have a Newman situation. Let's look at this again in real time.
Yeah. Oh.
Looks like Rod just did not know he was there. I mean,
Bob, you're going to have to save this replay so we can replay it 6,000 times in every race from here on out.
yeah. And just talk about how he's okay and walked away. It's a tough deal. When you're on the top, 5 to go caution, the driver up top could lift or hit the brakes. I'm not so sure he could have in that situation because he was getting pushed. But, I mean, you just got to be careful. And, it's just part of the risk that you take when you run DNQ treading.
Bob, 5 to go. I disconnect the brake pedal.
There we go. Green flag. Rod fought his way all the way up to the top. That was a bold strategy. Sean Allen sliding her in there. We are 5
wide.
Sean Allen with a run. Wow. He put his nuts on the steering wheel and drove that thing up there.
Marcillo went from the penthouse to the shit house. And
Oh,
just
my goodness.
He ain't going to be able to get it done. He goes back. But Nick Stroop legging it.
Yeah, Showalter up there running good now. I can't really say much. He's going to cross over Stevie Morcillo to get in the top 4. But here we go. Only a few laps left. Rod, Sean Allen, Morcillo, and Showalter are the only battles going on the track right
Morcillo powers back on the outside. Does not let Rain Man take that
now. Dude,
position.
he is a freaking wheelman, Morcillo. He has never run one of these races before. And look at him.
He is.
Making it happen. Rod and Allen are going to battle it out. But coming off of turn 4, Nick Stroop, the first driver to repeat win in the Cup Series. What a race. Let's go down to victory lane. Nick Stroop, tonight's winner in the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. It is borderline scary how fast you guys are running to the top side of this racetrack. And we had a really big wreck with CJ Winslow. He's okay. He got kind of pinched up there. But, man, I'll tell you, the run in the top here is so fast. It is almost ridiculous.
Man, it is unreal. Like I was just saying, I get stuck in the seat. It's got so much grip up there. And we're banging off the cushion, and it's pretty wild. And to know that somebody got up on their lid is kind of scary. But we all know the risk when we get in here. But everybody take care of each other.
Yeah, you had a really good piece here tonight. Pretty much waxed them, and you did the same thing last time. You're our first repeat winner this year. What are you doing to this thing that's making it so fast?
Before the last race, I took everything off this cart and went straight back baseline. I was so far out in left field, I didn't know where I was at. But the highest level of racing right here, the Winston Cup Series, to go back-to-back is unreal.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition. We got people missing the races. I mean, this is becoming one of the top-of-the-line series to run in go-kart racing. And it's really good to see you running the top here and just digging like that. You got anybody to thank for this win?
Yeah, I got to thank my wife for letting me work on this thing about every single night. And my parents, my dad, my brother's here. Reagan's Superior Tire Management have these tires set on kill. And everybody else, my whole family, Superior Tire. My buddy from Colorado's here. And my other friend, Shannon Connor. Thanks for the support, guys.
Another win here tonight in the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series for Nick Stroop. Second place tonight for Mike Rott. And Mike, watching it from here, watching it from there,
it was a battle.
Is wild.
Yeah.
Very fast. What's it like from the driver's seat?
We couldn't get any higher up on the top of those corners. I literally could feel my tire hitting the freaking barrier every time I come around, and the top was really fast. If somebody tried to dive underneath you, it was just down the middle of the straight stretch. We just blow right on by. It was insane. That was a blast.
We saw CJ Winslow flip on his lid. I mean, it's a little dangerous, but I mean, the racing is so good.
I totally didn't know he was there. There was a whole group of us, and I was just trying to hold on, and I totally did not mean to do that. Usually I can feel when somebody's there. Totally didn't feel that time, just heat of the moment. I feel bad for him. I'll go shake his hand and have a beer with him after this.
Yeah, but a second place finish, you got to feel good about that. It's really good for points. You and Ronnie, I don't know where Ronnie finished tonight, but a good run for you nonetheless.
Yeah, like I said, I started out the season kind of a lot of stuff breaking, so all I'm trying to do now is just finish races and try to top 5 and try to get back in this thing.
Well, next race is the road course. You going to have anything for him?
I don't know. I've never run the road course, so this is going to be a totally new learning experience, and totally looking forward to that.
Double points race next race. The intercourse for Mike Rott. Second finish tonight. Well, the pole sitter, Sean Allen, who started 6th through the invert, comes home in the top 3 tonight. I seen you searching around there, went to the bottom, went to the top. Seemed like just the top was going to be how it was going to be.
Yeah, it was. Top was very, very fast. Mid-race, got a little tired, ran up on the wall a little bit, but, it was fun.
What's it like running this this package here? You guys are from down there. It's extremely fast. You guys are all giving each other breaks here and there. See a couple wrecks here and there, but it seems like it's a really fun way to race.
Yeah, it is. The tires, you don't touch them, and everybody races basically the same, and it's right at the end of the straightaway. It's like an oh shit moment. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay high, or are you going to go low?
You got anybody to thank for this run here tonight?
My whole family, Austin Allen, Jim Allen, Jim Sr., my dad, and Uncle Al. Everybody races with us. We're just out here trying to have fun.
The Allens come full pull every time they come to a DNQ race. Sean Allen has a good finish here tonight. All right, Bill, real quick, ARCA Series final. Frank Kimmel wins the race.
Yeah, Jared Chandler, Kyle Brown, Graham Holm, and Thomas Markham round out your top 5.
Great race. Great race. Gotta love ARCA. Busch Series, Busch Classic 50-lapper Daniel Armstrong becomes the 5th winner of this high-load race. Good run for Alex Cunningham. Glad to see him back. Goodies Dash Series, Magic Mike Melton, still the all-time wins leader in this series, takes home the win over last year's champion, Mike Hunter.
Yeah, Dan Marak, Ray Thies with a good run in 4th, and Nightcrawler, Kelly Britt, 5th.
Yeah, Ray Thies, a name probably want to start paying attention to here in the Pro Cup and Dash Series. I think he's going to be pretty good. And the race that we just watched, the DNQ Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. Nick Stroop, the Iron Station sensation, takes home the win over Iron Mike Rock.
Yeah, Sean Allen, Stevie Morcillo in that 420 machine coming all the way from Boston. I mean, about had one there.
He did. It just depended how the restarts went. Showalter had a good run tonight. I apologize for talking shit. And Ryan Richmond and the rest of the field. LG McCleary, top 10. Top 10 is still good nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially with the competition we have in this series. Filthy Mechanic Clothing Company Pro Cup Series. Eric Riggins has just started to dominate this series. 3 wins in a row. And Nick Finney as well. I mean, him and Stroop, this seems to be the perennial top 3.
Yeah, these boys are going to have to do their homework to beat Riggins. I'm not saying that he can't be beat, but these boys are going to have to step their game up. Guys like Scott Zarowski can get it done. Dave Markham, I don't know. We'll see. Mike Melton, who's been strong, he might be able to step his game up.
Yeah, Thies in 10th, Showalter in 9th. We had a B-main in this series as well, so they're always getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. Well, Bill, thank you very much for joining us personally in the booth for this race here tonight. A really good race, and the points alone are starting to get extremely tight.
Yeah, they are. It's been great racing all year, and the field is very even. We see that in the points. The racing's been great. You see guys banging the boards, guys running all the way down in the gutter. What more could a fan want?
I don't know. Maybe a dirt road course is our next plan of attack.
Well, we know the dirt road course is special, but fans, you might want to pay a little bit closer attention. You might want to actually come to the racetrack next week.
Yes, you do.
Because we're going to have something very, very special for you.
Yes, it is an intermediate track mixed with a road course, hence the name Intercourse.
Yep, and we might even try to do this one live.
Yeah, so check it out. We will be at the racetrack, and we'll see all of you peasants at the dirt road course, the Intercourse, next race.